guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another video. Today's video is a recap of the last two episodes of Woman of the Movement. Okay, so basically they just continuing on with the trial. They did find some witnesses, but the people from the defendant's side was keeping them held away, and then there was two reporters or three trying to go find them, but when they went there, they was gone. So basically they hid them away for the trial. And it's crazy. So basically the defense called Mamie to the stand so she could tell her side of the story, which was telling how Emmett was, how his life was, which was very short-lived, but telling how he was and how she gave him manners and how she raised him up to be an upstanding gentleman in the community and throughout, if he was to travel places, and how to mind his manners around other people of not his color. So they did that. Then they had let Carolyn Bryant, which is defendant's wife, one of the defendant's wife, tell her part of what really happened, but without the jury present. Yeah, that didn't make any sense, but they did. And after doing so, she told her some fake lies that he touched her around her waist. And I'm just like, you could see all the guilt on her face that she was telling it. Like, you were steadily looking at this woman that you done killed her son for over something stupid that wasn't even true. And you still sitting on the stand making up more lies. Like, I just wanted to come to that screen and just, ooh, she was irking my nerves. But she told her side of the story, and after doing so, the judge saw fit not to let the jury hear that part, so that was inadmissible. So basically, long story short, they got off, found not guilty. One of the juries, when they was time to deliberate, he was seeing like the pros and cons of it. He had like a good head on his shoulders, but everybody else was like, ugh. They wasn't trying to like listen to what everybody had to say. They basically seen, okay, white versus black. Blacks are in the wrong. We just gonna go with that and let bygones be bygones. So basically, they got off. But they did get arrested at the end. But that was short-lived because after doing so, Mamie, she went back home. She started doing more speakings and, touring around the world, around the towns, telling people how her son was and all that stuff. But then come to light, they found out that Emmett Till's father was killed in the war, and supposedly on a fake story of him, molesting women of white descent when he was overseas at the time serving the war. So that stopped the trial, and they was free to live their life. And it saddens me to see that justice was never served in his case. But that did not stop Mamie from doing what she was set out to do. She continued doing more speeches. She finally got married to Eugene. She became a teacher. And she did not let his death go in vain. She stood up for what she believed was right, because what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. So she did what she had to do. And yeah, I also watched it was a episode, a little small series about what happened afterwards, and it's called Let Me See. So basically they were just talking about how it was basically all Carol Bryant's fault, and that she never got held accountable for what really happened, because everything happened because of her. Had she been, a stand-up person and say, okay, this what really happened, instead of just, going with the flow with the fake news and the stuff. You forget this woman had a son too. You got 2 children. Like, you wouldn't want somebody to do that to your child. But no, to the day of her death, if she's still alive, she stuck with her story. And she's never been held accountable for it. Eventually, they did reopen his case. They did exhume his body, and one of his cousins was able to do a DNA test to compare, and it was a perfect match that that was Emmett Till's body to this day. So eventually, his case got closed. Like I said, nobody from that Bryant family was able to serve time because all of them was deceased. And basically, she got away with like a perfect murder. You knew what was happening and you didn't speak up. That part was just saddened me. And then Mamie, she died, I think, in 2003. So basically 40 years after pursuing being an activist for her child's death, she passed away. And then her family helped bring the legacy on by still going out to speak to people and tell them what really happened. Well, but basically what they know happened to Emmett Till. And they put up some signs down in Mississippi that shows like this is his story, this is what happened to him, so that people can be aware of the situation. Because not for nothing, I didn't know that really happened to him. And I did not know that after his death, I think it was like a few months later or a few weeks later, Rosa Parks, she sat on the bus. And, the whole civil rights movement began after Emmett Till's death. So, shout out to Mamie. She did what she had to do. The love from the mother's love for a child will never go down without a fight, and believe that's a period. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this recap. I know it was like, but it's good to go back in history and see things that you ain't know happened before, and you get to see it in a better light. But also, shout out to the actress Adrienne. She was killing the looks played by Mamie. Like, she was always up to par with her looks, upkeep. Like, yeah, shout out to her. She did a good job portraying Mamie. And even Mamie in real life, she was beautiful. She slayed as always. Like, but this was definitely good, and I'm glad they actually told this story. Sorry for the background noise. That's just the heat. So, yeah, they did a good job with this. They did a good job with this. And this was also, I think, produced by Rock Nation. So, Beyonce, Jay-Z, yes, freedom, I can't lose. Yes, I heard that playing in the background. But yeah, this was a good one. I'm glad they portrayed it this way. And I'm glad you got to see a more inside depth of what really happened to him. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. This limited series is done. I don't know if they're going to do another part or whatever, but I think they're not, because that's it. So, with that being said, give it a like, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you can be notified every time I upload. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.